Hello, SeptaSOAREous.
I'm Septa.
I'm Soren. This is us. And today we're checking out the not-so-extensive guide to BABYMETAL, April 1st, 2024.
Yeah. This was suggested by a patron who messaged us. They think that it'll be fun and helpful. Yeah. So we're excited to check it out.
This is from the channel A Fox Song. So I just want to give them credit like right out the gate because they're the ones who put this entire video together. When it comes to reacting to it, we might just be kind of talking over some areas and let it keep playing because this is going to be a long video.
Yes.
But we do like the, pause method if we have something extensive to say.
Yes, exactly. And the video might have the occasional small interruption of some snorts or grunts.
Yes. You can't see her too much, but
we have a guest.
We have a guest. We have Charlie. He's a grunty little baby. So hopefully that won't get too annoying. She'll probably just pass out here. And if she gets too snory, we'll have to move her. But for now, we should be all right. Yeah,
we did a little feature of her over on Patreon.
We did a feature in our Shower Talk podcast, which is $1 a month, and we try to do one a week. So if you're interested in that and kind of hear some stuff on our lives and what we're up to and things like that, go check that out. But let's get into this.
Okay, almost there. Little to the left. There. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to my not so extensive guide to BABYMETAL.
Oh my god, I love his voice.
I was going to say, this person has a great voice.
It will at least be informative. Not that, I will be content to know I drained away some of your precious free time. Also, depending on how much further you are in the future, there could be an updated version of this guide linked in the description. Now, with that settled, and without further ado, let's continue. So,
time to learn.
You may be asking, or perhaps not,
knowledge
what exactly
is power.
Is a BABYMETAL? BABYMETAL is a Japanese kawaii metal band. Kawaii meaning cute or adorable, and is a subgenre of metal they created.
Well, they got that down.
ベビーメタルの音楽は元から可愛いとメタルの2つを融合した音楽性でやっているんですけど、その音楽性は今もなお変わってないと思っています。
They were formed in 2010, and their name comes from the birth of this new style of metal, which fuses Japanese pop with various genres of metal.
I was in 10th grade.
The three members are Su Metal, Moa Metal, and Momo Metal.
Su Metal です。Moa Metal です。Momo Metal です。We are BABYMETAL.
They are backed by a group of session musicians known as the Kami Band for live shows.
Yeah.
Their discography includes 4 studio albums, a greatest hit album, a large amount of live albums, and DVD Blu-ray releases. Despite what some may think whenever they hear Japanese music, BABYMETAL hasn't produced any music for anime. Though they did create the opening song for the Western cartoon Unikitty.
I didn't know that.
That's amazing.
BABYMETAL originally started as a subgroup of Sakura Gaku.
Also, they started in 2010. They only have 4 albums. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, especially for how many live performances I think they've done.
Yeah, and how popular they are and everything. 4 albums, it's not very extensive. They've been around for 14 years then, and they've only released 4 albums. That's pretty wild. I was like, usually it's every 2 to 3 years usually that a band will
release.
So they should be on their 6th album, 7th album or something.
6th, 7th.
It seems like, from what we've heard, which I think is all the songs, have we?
We might have heard all of their songs now.
I think we have. We'll have to double check. We've reacted to pretty much everything, I think. But it's all quality, Not quantity, but quality.
Queen, an all-girl Japanese idol group themed around school life and extracurricular activities, which was formed in 2010 by the Amuse Talent Agency. It should be emphasized that Sakura Gakuin was not actually a school, so all the girls still attended a regular school. The group would normally contain between 10 and 12 members at a time, of whom fell within the ages of 10 to 15 years old. Members would transfer out and go on to other ventures when they had finished compulsory education. And leading up to that, they would release an annual studio album and hold a road to graduation concert.
What? my goodness. Let's go, dude.
Then,
That's fantastic.
new members would transfer into the group. They had released 11 studio albums, one for each year,
Whoa.
up until it disbanded in 2021. BABYMETAL was originally formed as the Heavy Music Club by the producer Kei Kobayashi, with the founding members Suzuka, Moa, and the now former member Yui. They released 4 songs under Sakura Gakuin, but only 3 appeared on SG albums in some form. All 3 members also continued to do other SG activities in addition to performing with BABYMETAL while they were still members. In 2013, BABYMETAL split from SG and became an independent act due to Sue's graduation and leaving Sakura Gakuin and the rising popularity of BABYMETAL, while Yui and Moa remained in SG until their graduation in 2015. Now let's look at the members of BABYMETAL. First off, we have Sue Metal, full name Suzuka Nakamoto, who was born on December 20th, 1997 in Hiroshima, Japan. She has been a performer most her life and was admitted to Actors School Hiroshima at the age of 8, where she also performed with her sister Himeka in a duo called Queen.
Barely.
She was signed by a Muse talent agency in 2007, after she had finished in second place at an audition held by the company. She was then placed in a group called Karen Girls, which had been formed to sing songs for the anime Zettai Karen Children, and then disbanded when the show had ended. Later in 2010, Sue became one of the founding members of Sakura Gakuin, where she became the lead vocalist of the Heavy Music Club because of her surprisingly powerful vocal ability and unique stage presence for such a young age. She had also become the student council president during her final year.
What a badass.
And had a single solo song titled Sakura Iro no Avenue. On BABYMETAL's first 2 albums, Sue Metal has 4 solo songs: Akatsuki, Rondo of Nightmare, Amore, and No Rain, No Rainbow. Sue usually takes the leadership role for BABYMETAL in most situations, including media appearances. She has worked very hard to improve her English over the years as well.
We're very nervous, but after a few songs, the audience reacted to our singing and dancing. Really wanted
she did
to
really
perform
good
there,
like when we saw them
so
live.
I'm very happy that my dream came true.
She also has songs that she sings entirely in English, such as
Elevator
Oh
Girl.
man, I
From
love
Dusk
Elevator
Till
Girl
Dawn,
so
and
much.
the English versions of both Elevator Girl and The One.
I love that song.
Her life dream was to become a singer and songwriter, with the former coming true early in her life, and the latter when she became the credited lyricist for their song Divine Attack, off their concept album released in 2023.
I like
Sue
that one a
has
lot.
spent years
I do too.
expanding her vocal capabilities and has always surprised listeners with her range, even learning to rap specifically for their song BMC.
Oh,
Yet despite
I
her
love that
very
song.
serious nature when it comes to her role in BABYMETAL and her ability to project a very commanding presence on stage when needed, at her core, she is a girl that is incredibly sweet, goofy, and dorky incarnate. Something she often unleashes on
roasted.
stage.
Just kidding. Whoa, dude.
Next up, we have Moa Metal, full name
Okay, we're gonna talk about Sue.
Just roasted her ass, bro. Let's go. Just kidding.
It's really crazy to think of like how long performance has been the focus of her life.
I know. Forever, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it would feel at this point, right? I don't know. If I think of my teenage years, or even a little bit before that, it seems like a lifetime ago. If I was doing this for as long, I'd feel like that's all I've ever done, you know?
I mean, it pretty much is.
Yeah, and it shows because, like, we were lucky enough to see them live. And, of course, we've watched a lot of live content as well. But she does have a very good stage presence. She's very confident. You could tell that she's been doing it for ages.
Yeah, she
know?
definitely has like that that leadership aura. It makes people want to stop and listen.
I'm not very surprised that they've always kind of chose her to be like the lead singer. Honestly, she has such a powerful voice. It is wild to think that she's always had that powerful of a voice, though. They're showing some like clips when she was younger, and I'm like, dang, man, yeah, she's still killing it then. That's crazy.
Yeah, very forward voice, bright tone. You can hear that her voice has matured.
Of course.
And you can even hear that just in Baby Metal themselves. I think this is what she was meant to do.
Yeah. Also, she has come a long ways with her English.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that she learned how to rap because I love BMC so much.
It's so good.
God, this is so good.
It's so good.
That's
it
how
slaps.
we feel, at least.
Yeah.
So I'm sure not everybody agrees with that, but that's just my opinion, bro.
It slaps.
It slaps, okay. But okay, let's learn about Moa.
Moa. I love Moa.
Moa Kikuchi, born on July 4th, 1999 in
July
Nagoya,
4th.
Japan. Moa
She's
is the
5
shortest
feet.
member.
So cute.
As I was saying, Moa is the shortest member of Baby Metal, standing at just 5 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Even today, she struggles with her eternal battle with smallness.
でもなんだろうな、年齢とか身長とかの成長とか、あとは環境の変化に合わせて
Moa started performing at a very young age and was signed by Amuse in 2007 after winning a competition held by the company.
Wow, 2007.
In 2010,
And she was born
Moa
in
joined
99.
Sakura
Yeah.
Gakuin, where she became a member of the Mini Patty Cooking Club, donning the green bandana, the Twinkle Stars Baton Club, and the Heavy Music Club, where she took the role of Scream and Dance, though it may be best to not take the word scream literally. When Baby Metal split off in 2013, she continued on with SG, and like Sue before her, became the student council president in her final year before
Good
she
for
eventually
her.
graduated in 2015.
That's adorable.
During the early years of Baby Metal, Moa was a member of the subunit known as Black Baby Metal with Yui Metal, where they performed 4 songs as
Yes.
a duo.
Yes.
Onidari Daisakusen, Song 4, GJ, and Sis Anger. She was also credited as writing the lyrics to Song 4 together with Yui. It is currently unknown if Black Baby Metal or any of these songs will return now that Momo has joined Baby Metal. Moa does enjoy singing, which she has been doing since she was in Sakura Gakuin, even doing a few special solo performances, such as taking the lead role for their song Headbanger at concerts to celebrate her
Yeah.
birthday, and performing several Black Baby Metal songs by herself.
Mm-hmm.
However, she has said she has no desire for taking lead, as her passion is for dancing, something she has worked hard mastering, as she had very little experience in it when she joined the group.
It looks like
In
she
fact,
has so much
Her
fun.
only greater passion
Yes.
may be for food, which she loves, and she is quite determined to make sure this isn't missed by anyone.
I love it.
アイドルのことと
Cannot blame her at all for
食べ
that.
物が好きなので
Moa has always been a kind-hearted and loving person, and someone who really enjoys interacting with the crowd so as to better show her love and appreciation for the fans. Apparently that applies to security guards as well.
Oh, I love
That
the
is,
fan cams.
If she isn't bonking them over the head while she continues to fight a losing war against the flag.
Oh man, that's rough.
That would hurt so bad. Oh.
Fatality.
Now, onto our newest member.
ガラガラガラガラ
Oh my gosh.
That was fantastic. I didn't know that she was so short too. That's crazy.
Yeah,
When you
I
see
mean, we
them
saw
on,
them live, but yeah, they're up
they're
on a
on
stage.
so it's like it's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was Black Baby Metal,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh well, maybe some that will come back with Momo, but we don't really know. I'm like, give them their own thing.
Yeah.
Don't
I
bring
agree
it
with
back.
that.
Let that be like its own thing, its
Yeah.
own legacy, and then make something new.
Yes.
Is what I would say. Because I mean, they could do some really cool stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's why I like that she's done those as like solo pieces since then.
Right.
It's good to give her her thing still,
Yeah.
because especially since she helped write some of the songs. So of course you're gonna want to revisit them.
Dang, she joined that company at 8.
8, I think. Yeah, 8.
That's crazy.
7 or 8 years
It was
old.
2007. Yeah. And then she was born in 99. So 7, 8. Wow. That's crazy, man. I'm trying to think of what I was doing at that age. Nothing that cool. That's for sure.
My parents got divorced.
Mine got divorced before that. Mine was ages ago. I was like 3, I think, when mine got divorced. Yeah, so I wasn't doing nothing. I was falling into cactus patches and like getting into trouble, riding my bike around,
Nice.
BMXing down like construction site dirt piles and wrecking off of milk cartons. And
I was doing singing dance performances at the park with my friends.
nice. But that's crazy. That's absolutely wild. A lot of this stuff we've heard about because, my God,
We've been checking them out for years.
Yeah, we've been checking them out for years, and then like we've been educated along the way.
Yeah.
But some of it, like I didn't know about, so it's really nice to hear a lot of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on to our newest member.
ガラガラガラガラガラガラガラガラガラガラ
Momo Metal. Full name Momoko Okazaki, who was born on March 3rd, 2003 in Fukuoka, Japan.
God,
and she
2003.
moved to her hometown of Kanagawa at the age of 3. She joined Amuse in 2014 and transferred into Sakura Gakuin in the following year, and like Moa, joined the Mini Patty Cooking Club, except donning the yellow bandana, as well as the Science Logica Club.
Oh my
Momo
God.
loves to dance, with her
Awesome.
dream once being to become a backup dancer to an artist. Her training started at around the age of 9, becoming skilled in ballet, hip-hop, and jazz. So when she joined SG, she became known as one of their best dancers and even choreographed a dance for the group. She is also the daughter of the famous Japanese comedian, stage name Hanamaru Hakata, and this could explain her sense of humor and all-around goofy nature, as well as her propensity to
Okay.
smile a lot. Like seriously, she seems to love smiling more than breathing. If she
Good.
does something
Good for
better
her,
than
man.
dancing, it's probably smiling. In fact, the perpetual energy generator might be a myth, but the perpetual joy generator may have been proven with the existence of Momo.
Oh my
She appears to be a
God.
living embodiment of a fusion reactor of joy, spreading happiness everywhere
I
she goes.
love that so
Momo
much.
has also had a modeling and acting career, appearing in commercials and TV shows, as well as making a film debut with Itazura and a Kiss in 2016.
There's a
and even
film?
playing Elizabeth Midford in the Black Butler musical in 2017
What?
to 18.
That's so cool.
Oh, I didn't know they
Then,
did a
in
Black Butler
2018,
musical.
She graduated SG and left Amuse to transfer to a high school abroad so she could fulfill one of her goals of studying English in a native-speaking country, and didn't reappear to the public eye until her appearance at the Taiwanese music festival Super Slipper 10 in August of 2019 as an Avenger, one of the 3 rotating backup dancers for Baby Metal that temporarily filled the empty spot left by Yui's departure from the group, fulfilling her dream to be a backup dancer for an artist. Momo got beyond her expectations and was able to accomplish something she probably thought of as impossible. Her implausible wish came true when on April 1st in 2023, she was finally
Her little,
named
like-
Momo Metal, taking the role of Scream and Dance in Baby Metal. Then less than a year later, during the concerts to celebrate her birthday, she proceeded to take the role Scream, literally, when she took the lead role for their song Headbanger, as well as the special performance of Metataro. Though I am pretty sure Moa was
That's
just wishing
awesome.
for reinforcements against the flag. And very rarely do we get everything we want. When Momo had joined Baby Metal, it had been over 5 years since the group had started operating as a duo with just Sue and Moa. Yui Mizuno, formerly known
That's
as Yui
wild.
Metal, had stopped performing with Baby Metal in late 2017 due to an undisclosed health issue.
I love how much they struggle with the flags. It's so funny.
It's amazing.
And like not only like they hit the post so confidently still afterwards, they're just like, yeah, well, I mean, it is
Well.
what it is.
That's there now.
Yeah, I can't say that I knew much about Momo.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, that's awesome.
I love
I
that
know.
her dad's a comedian.
Honestly, how could I mean, I guess if like you hit your rebellious stage, it could completely like deflect you in the opposite direction of goofy. But I just feel like, how could you not be goofy with like a comedian, a famous comedian parent in any way?
I think that it shows that there was a lot of joy in that house. Also, when it comes to Yui, I didn't know much about Yui either. So.
Right. Yeah, I don't know much about Yui either. Also, I didn't realize that there was like a 5-year period that they were just a duo, because of course we came into it late.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that it was 5 years.
Yeah, because we got into BABYMETAL, and then all of a sudden they were announcing like a new member, basically, is what it felt like.
Yeah.
And we had known that Yui left, but I just didn't know that it was that amount of time.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
And I wonder, because like Momo was in a movie.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Good God.
Jesus. Mumbo was in like a movie and stuff and was doing some other things, and then went to learn English and then just kind of showed up. Wondering what the public reaction to it was. If there was like a big reaction, or if like the hype around her had like kind of died down between like the time that she like went to school and then like showed up there, or what, you know?
I'm not exactly sure what the community reaction for Momo joining was.
Also,
from everything that I saw, it seemed like everybody was very welcoming.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody recognized her from previous things or not.
She's only like 21.
She young.
That's crazy. Good for her. Talk about success. I mean, they've all been very successful. It's just, God, I'm a little bit jealous. That's all.
As musicians, yep, definitely jealous. For sure.
And officially retired from the group on October 19th in 2018 with a statement of her decision, which also thanked and apologized to her fans and those she worked with. This was the last time she has been heard from since then, except the brief comments made in the Sakura Gakuin 10th anniversary book. Yui had tried out for Sakura Gakuin with Moa at the age of 11 with the song Over the Future from Sue's former group Karen Girls, a song BABYMETAL would later perform a cover of at their Legend D concert in 2012. She was a sweet and shy girl who was good at dancing and loved tomatoes. And the music from Sue's former group inspired her as it helped her endure a family member's life-threatening illness.
Oh my goodness.
Throughout their time in SG and BABYMETAL together, the three girls had regarded each other as family, and that hasn't changed after her departure. Most importantly, Sue and Moa has said they supported Yui and respected the decision she made to leave, as well as whatever she chose to do in the future, a message some of her fans should take to heart. BABYMETAL started as a quixotic brainchild of Koba Metal,
hopefully
full name
happily.
Kei Kobayashi, who has been a producer at Amuse since 1996. He had felt the metal scene in Japan was getting increasingly old and needed a jolt of youth to jumpstart the genre's popularity again. So, after he was assigned to Sakura Gakuin, he began creating the Japanese pop metal fusion group he had planned. When he had heard Sue singing at the Karen Girls' farewell concert, he was convinced that with her vocal capability, she wouldn't be overwhelmed by a full metal band. So he chose her to be the lead vocalist. Then, to add an idol-like dance aspect, he recruited Yui and Moa, and then began working with Mikiko Mizuno, the choreographer that was assigned to Sakura Gakuin.
Finally!
She had been teaching dance since 19,
choreography.
based on her experience in
I've been
ballet
wondering
and street
who it
dance.
was.
Though she had no experience with the metal genre, she was able to adapt her choreography to the music and has become a key part to BABYMETAL's success since the beginning as the dancing became integral to the group. When the girls began working on the music, they were shocked at what they had begun working on, as none of them had experience with metal and had initially found it to be scary. They had also mistook the devil horns that is often used by metalheads for fox shadow play, something that was then adopted by them.
Oh!
残念でした。指または手。
The mistake also became the foundation of the sci-fi fantasy lore
That's awesome.
that surrounds the band.
I had
Lore
no
that is
idea.
filled with puns, pop culture references, and parody, things Koba has a fondness for, and can be quite convoluted, so it is impossible to go into too much detail with this video. With that in mind, I will only cover some aspects that commonly come up. An example is that when BABYMETAL introduces themselves, they will use a pun with the English word death instead of the Japanese word des,
ベビーメタルです
as des means I am or we are and is pronounced similarly.
I see.
The fox hand sign they adopted became the inspiration for the fox god, BABYMETAL's fictional god of metal that summoned them.
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
Also, whenever there
That's
has been
awesome.
a question in an interview they can't or don't want to answer, they have been known to respond with,
Only the fox god knows.
you will see a lot
I
of fox
love
imagery in
that.
various aspects of BABYMETAL, including some elaborate set designs
That's
they've had over
sick.
the years. A fan is also referred to as a kitsune, the Japanese word for fox, and occasionally magitsune as the female equivalent. While BABYMETAL refers to the whole of the fan base as the One, for which they wrote their song of the same name in tribute to them. They also created the English version because they were touched by all the overseas fans who learned the Japanese lyrics of their songs. Another thing to be aware of is April 1st, also known as Fox Day, which is the official holiday of BABYMETAL. A lot
So
of releases,
Sick.
announcements, and concerts happen on or around this day, and you will see it repeatedly appear
I
in their
remember
past.
lots of comments
Now let's
on
discuss
Fox Day.
some of their history and how they reached to where they are today.
Wild that just a misunderstanding of like the rock on
Rock.
double horns
Yeah.
led to so much. I think there's just like the fox, you know?
Yeah.
That's
And, like,
awesome.
The Fox God, the name for the fans, like
Mhm.
so much
They have
stemmed
like
from
a
that
lore
one
around it. Of
cute
course, like
thing.
they have like all the like props during the concerts and
Those props are sick.
so cool.
The fox heads with the fog coming out,
Uh-huh.
legit.
And like that's pretty cool, like a pretty interesting way to answer a question if they don't want to answer it or they don't know how to.
Mm-hmm.
Just only the fox god knows. Like,
I
yeah.
like that a lot.
I wonder why it was April 1st. Did it say? Or is it just, it is?
I think it just is.
Isn't that April Fool's Day?
Yes.
So we all, like us in the West, we just never know if they're serious or not.
Yeah. We're like, are they really?
Is this really? Is this for reals?
Maybe that has to do with the fox god.
Maybe.
Because
Little
foxes
trickster.
are tricky.
Just figured it out. Good for us. Wow.
Connected dots.
Tell us if we're right or if we're just overthinking it.
Yeah.
Early on, with almost no budget due to being a part of a fledgling idol group, BABYMETAL had sourced their clothes from friends and family. They also couldn't afford a live band through their earliest years, performing to backtracks, and later adding a group called Baby Bones, who wore skeleton costumes and danced around while pretending to play the instruments.
Oh, that's
They eventually made their
awesome.
live debut at the first Sakura Gakuin Festival in November of 2010 with a performance of Doki Doki Morning. The song would
Doki
eventually
Doki.
be released on SG's first album in April of 2011 and then as a digital single. Eventually, a music video for it was released on a limited edition DVD in October of 2011 and sparked their first instance of going viral on the internet that same year. Then in March of 2012, a cover of Doki Doki Morning was released by the band Kiba of Akiba on a collaboration CD single with BABYMETAL, where each band would cover each other's song. This
That's
led
really
BABYMETAL
cool.
to performing Kiba of Akiba's song Animation with You at many of their early shows. Unsatisfied with only performing at regular SG events, BABYMETAL slowly began performing at places like strip malls, small venues, and eventually in August of 2012, they became the youngest performers to ever play at the Summer Sonic Music Festival in Japan.
Good
They
for
were on a
them.
small
I
stage
love
near the
that.
food court, usually reserved for people like stand-up comedians, and were a late addition to the lineup with the tickets already sold out. So the girls were worried no one would come see them. However, their music drew a crowd regardless, as many surprised by their performance had stopped eating to watch the curiosity.
Aww.
Then, with their growing popularity online, they had their first performance outside of Japan in November of that year at the anime festival held in Singapore.
Oh, sick.
I love that it
Also
was
in
an
late
anime
2012,
festival.
on October 6th at their Legend Eye concert, BABYMETAL's live session band known as the Kami Band had made their debut for 2 songs. Then, on
Nice.
February 26th of 2014, BABYMETAL finally released their first album, simply titled BABYMETAL. This was followed shortly after, on March 1st and 2nd, with them performing at the Budokan, a venue that has obtained worldwide fame, with many legendary artists performing there. This also
Judas
marked
Priest.
a milestone for Sue, as she had dreamed of performing there since she was a little girl. It was also the point where the Kami Band would become a permanent presence for the group.
Nice.
Then after the shows,
Which is just
BABYMETAL
amazing.
announced their first world tour, which included the US, the UK, and
Jeez.
various other countries in Europe.
Just kind of
The album release and the
skyrocketed.
Gimme Chocolate music video going viral online led to what became a major step forward for the band, when they were invited to the UK Sonosphere Festival in 2014, as this would propel them toward being legitimized on an international level. Initially, they had been slated on a small side stage. However, due to the buzz online and a grassroots effort by BABYMETAL fans, they were moved up to the main stage of about 50,000 people,
Wow.
which became their first large stage outside of Japan.
Oh, I
The
love
girls had
that.
initially been
Awesome.
worried the crowd would not accept them, as UK festival crowds are notoriously hostile.
Oh.
Most of the people there had
didn't know
no
that.
idea who they were and were perplexed at what they were seeing. But by the time BABYMETAL were walking off the stage, they were shouting for more. On November 8th
I mean, how
of
could you be
2014
hostile towards
at
that?
O2 Academy
I
in Brixton,
know.
UK, they debuted their song Road of Resistance, a song
Great song.
created in collaboration with Herman Lee and Sam Totman
Oh.
of Dragon Force, and it would eventually be released as their first single of their second studio album. Later, on June 15th of 2015, they would attend the Metal Hammer Golden Gods to accept the award for Best Breakthrough Band, where they would also perform Road of Resistance and Gimme Chocolate, both with Dragon Force as their backing band.
Awesome.
They had previously
Nice.
performed Gimme Chocolate with Dragon Force a few days before the award ceremony at the Download Festival in the UK, when BABYMETAL crashed the event with an invite by Dragon Force after the event coordinator had rejected the numerous fan requests to invite them by saying that they had no place at Download and were only a Japanese fad.
Oh,
BABYMETAL's second album,
That's so sick.
titled Metal
What?
Resistance, would release on April 1st.
Oh my
That's so
gosh.
badass.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Also, imagine getting to say, Dragon Force was my backup band.
Yeah, no, that'd be crazy.
What?
That would be so cool. And then they're like, hey, how about you come on stage with us? After like the promoters, I was like, no, we don't need them here.
You're just a
They're just a fad. And then they're like, yeah, we're gonna get them on stage. Oh, I
love that.
That's awesome.
Oh.
They dropped their first album and then they just exploded.
Mhm.
It's crazy. Like I didn't realize that. It was just they got together as BABYMETAL and then they were kind of like working, dropped the first album and then just bloop, just skyrocketing. Especially like they got moved to the main stage and stuff just from grassroots. That's
Yes.
crazy.
Which I'm so happy that happened for them.
I know. And then how everyone's just like ecstatic for them.
I did not know that UK crowds were notoriously hostile.
Me neither. I guess it's not like Canada, huh?
I've watched so many like performances in the UK, and not once have I been like, that crowd
That is
though."
quite a hostile crowd. Maybe it's only towards people that they don't like.
Or that they don't know.
So yeah, because then it would that would explain why bands that we do know and are already popular, like it's a good crowd for them.
Yeah.
But maybe if they don't know 'em-
like change.
yeah, exactly. So maybe then that's when they get hostile.
They're like, this hasn't been on the radio 50 times, so I'm gonna need you to shut up.
Yeah, and because I mean, and then like I was saying, I mean it's BABYMETAL. If I didn't know who it was, and then I realized it was just some like really young girls just like slamming some metal out, I'd be like, this is awesome.
I think that's what happened. At first they were like, this is a joke, right?
Yeah.
And then they
They're
started
like,
performing.
That was sick.
They were killing it.
Yeah.
And they were like, I think I like this.
Exactly. That's like we saw Paramore live, and then one of the openers was the Linda Lindas.
Yes.
And like the oldest person there was 16, I think, and the youngest
16.
was 12, I think. And you just can't hate them because it's just like some people just keeping rock alive, just like doing their thing and just loving music. And it's hard to, even if you're not really digging their vibe much, you can't just be mean to them and hate on them.
Yeah, and you just have a good time when you see how much they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
They're killing it, having a great time. It's the time of their lives.
Right.
And you're just like, I love that for them.
Exactly.
And then you're like, this isn't bad.
Man, dude, dropping your second album and then you have like Herman Lee and stuff helping you.
Insane.
Helping write for you and stuff. Oh, God, that's so cool.
I know. Well, and then it makes me think of like BABYMETAL is known for amazing collabs.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It started early on, apparently.
Yes, I know. I was like, Dragon Force.
Mm-hmm.
Right out of the gate, just like building these relationships with these other groups that are just like, I like what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. They respect it,
Yeah.
The powerhouse of Kami Band as well. Like, God, how can you not get down on some of those riffs? Right now on the screen, you're showing Karate. Oh, God, that freaking riff in that's so dirty. I love it so much. I mean, so many good songs. So many.
Mm-hmm.
Just in 2016. The international release included the exclusive track From Dusk Till Dawn, while the Japanese version had the song Syncopation instead. The international version would also include the English version of The One instead of its Japanese counterpart. Their 2016 tour then kicked off on April 2nd at the Wembley Arena in the UK, which eventually took them back to the Download Festival in the following June, but this time with an official invite and on the main stage.
Let's go.
In July of that year, BABYMETAL had also made a special appearance at the 2016 Alternative Press Music Awards in the US, where they performed their single Karate. And afterward, Rob Halford of Judas Priest joined them on stage to perform the Judas Priest songs Painkiller and Breaking the Law.
What? Let's
they
go,
then concluded
dude.
the world tour with 2 back-to-back shows at the Tokyo Dome.
Absolutely,
with about 55,000 fans attending each night.
Whoa.
And where Sue would troll Moa in front of them. I do wonder if Sue was brave or naive. Throughout the year in 2017, BABYMETAL supported various artists as an opening act on their world tours, including Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Guns N' Roses, Korn, and Stone Sour on several of their shows.
That would have been such a
They then
dope
commenced
show.
their 5 Fox Festival tour, where they held several shows in Japan with specific audience requirements such as all male, all female, all teenagers, and so on.
That's really interesting.
That is really interesting.
This tour concluded with the big Fox Festival shows, with the final one on October 15th being the last time BABYMETAL would perform as the original trio. Prior to the Legend S concert that was held in December of 2017 to celebrate Sue's 20th birthday, it was announced that Yui was advised by her doctor not to perform at this show. Sue and Moa had considered cancelling it, but Moa knew how important it was to Sue, as it would take place in her hometown of Hiroshima, so they agreed to continue on as a duo. This would also unfortunately become the last show the Kami Band member Mikio Fujioka would perform with BABYMETAL, as their longtime guitarist passed away on January 5th of 2018 from falling injuries suffered while stargazing.
That's so
While the Dark
sad.
Side Law had been planned far in advance of these events, it became truly reflective of the most difficult year for BABYMETAL, as Sue and Moa, as well as the fans, tried to adjust to the absence of Yui. Sue and Moa had also discussed quitting after Yui left, but chose to continue on so as to leave open the spot for her if she would return. They also wanted to prove that they could do it themselves.
That's really sweet.
And though it was hard, the struggles had created a stronger bond between them as they learned to rely on each other more. The 2018 tour would see them return to Download again, to a massive crowd, despite the entirety of the tour being a dance formation experiment with additional backup dancers to support Sue and Moa, and even a change in costumes to make them look like elves. And
Nice.
Okay.
whatever this is.
Let them experiment. Jeez.
It's fun, okay? That's what it is.
The following year was an improvement over the last, when in June of 2019, the first major concert of the year was held. With it came the announcement of the Avengers, which would fill the empty spot, restoring the three-person formation fans preferred. They didn't
That was a
sing
good idea on
nor
their
have
part.
a mic, and it was never announced who the three girls were. However, fans at the shows were able to recognize them as Riho Sayashi, formerly of the J-pop group Morning Musume, who is now a solo artist and actress, and
No way.
Kano Fujihira, previously from Sakura Gakuin, who later joined the J-pop group 1-5,
We have to
as
check
well as the
both
now
those
current
group-
member
both those
of
out.
Baby Metal, Momoko Okazaki. This would also be the concert that their song Papa Ya, from the album that was coming
Oh,
out later
yeah,
that year,
good.
would make its live debut, featuring the Thai rapper F Hero, who
And
appeared
we're gonna
personally
check
to
out some of
perform
his
his
stuff.
part.
When we saw them live, right, we got like the VIP stuff for it.
Goodies. Yeah, VIP goodie bag.
And they give you the bandana. And we did not
We were
realize.
fools.
Yeah, because we've heard the song a lot, but we only have seen maybe one live performance of Papaya, and we didn't realize that that was linked to it. Because I remember even thinking, I'm like, that's interesting. They give you like a bandana.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
then when it started, we did think of it, but it's in
Yeah.
the bottom of the bag, and we were
Yep.
surrounded by people, and I didn't want any of my merch, our merch, to fall onto the ground and get stepped on by people or anything like that, because it's not like we could see.
Yeah. So like we missed the opportunity to go
I know,
crazy with
I'm
it.
so
I was so sad.
I mean, don't get us wrong, we still went crazy.
Oh, we did, absolutely.
didn't have the bandana.
We just didn't do it correctly, it felt like, you know.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
like of course they
to be
hype you up
fair,
and they're like encouraging you to do it, and like it just
I
didn't
don't
work
think
out.
I don't think anybody did.
I know. Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah,
so
it
if we
would've
did,
just
they
been
would have seen us.
Anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's true. They would have known.
Yeah, we goofed. We would have been like the only ones because like we even had the railing right there. We would have just been like the only two just going at it.
Mhm.
And they've been like, yeah. But no,
Then-
we didn't do it.
We're failures.
Then, on October 11th, Baby Metal had its first headlining arena show in the US, which was held at the Forum in Los Angeles to coincide with the release of their new album, with Momo as one of their Avengers that night. The show would also feature the new additions to the Kami band, as 4 members from the US were added to the lineup.
Oh.
The album, titled Metal Galaxy, had 14 tracks on the international release and featured various artists, among them Tim Henson and Scott LePage of Polyphia on the song Brand New Day, and Joachim Broden from Sabaton on O Maginai. The Japanese version of the album also featured 2 exclusive
Wow, that's so
tracks,
cool looking.
BMC,
That is really cool.
which would later be released worldwide as a digital
BMC.
single,
I
as
love
well as
BMC.
Up, Down, Left, Right, BBAB, which to this day has never been performed live.
That's
In exchange,
so
don't think
the
cool.
we've heard
international
that
version
one.
would feature the English version
Learning that we
of
have
the
a lot of
song
songs to listen to
Elevator
still.
Girl. Somehow I think everyone not in Japan got the short end of the stick. By the end of the Metal Galaxy tour, which ended in March of 2020, Momo had become the only Avenger still actively performing with Baby Metal. On October 30th of 2020, Baby Metal was featured on Bring Me the Horizons track
Yep.
Kingslayer.
I love
Yes.
that song.
Both bands had been friends since they had met at the Kerrang Awards in 2015 and supported each other ever since, with Baby Metal bringing them on their 2019 tour in Japan. So in honor of that
Oh,
friendship,
they've been
Bring Me the
so
Horizon
good.
wanted them featured on their post-human survival horror
I'm
EP.
so sad we weren't there.
Moving into their 10th anniversary, Baby Metal was then invited to Kohaku, NHK's 71st annual television event held on December 31st of 2020. This would be their first time, and the honor of performing at the event is by invitation, and only the most successful Japanese singing acts are invited. It is a big highlight for their career as it is typically the biggest television event in Japan.
Wow.
The artists are split
Aw.
up into teams of all
I love
male
that
and
for
all
them.
female, and at the end of the show, the judges and the audience
Look how cool they
vote
look.
to determine
so
who
cool.
performed better. The female team won that year, which they hadn't done since 2016.
Yeah, let's go.
Starting in January of 2021, BABYMETAL would perform once again at the Budokan. They held 10 shows from January to April to
Wow.
celebrate their 10th anniversary, as well as the final chapter of the metal resistance era, and all 10 shows featured all 10 songs off the best of album they released, as well as the return of some fan favorites that hadn't been performed in years.
That'd
On
be
October
so
11th,
fun.
BABYMETAL released a piano rendition of the one
Still
titled
my dream
Stairway to
see
Living
them
Legend.
in Japan.
And with it, they announced their hiatus by saying that they were going to be sealed from the world. BABYMETAL then went dark without any appearances, and it caused many to speculate over the following months that BABYMETAL had ended. Meanwhile, during the hiatus, Momo appeared on Girls Planet 999, a Korean reality show to compete to become a K-pop idol for a new group.
No
She
way.
introduced herself by playing Blackpink on a kazoo.
What?
I think we are all very grateful she was never serious about winning this competition.
That's freaking
Some of the speculation
awesome.
of BABYMETAL's disbandment was
do you-
alleviated when on April 1st of 2022,
That's
Fantastic.
amazing.
BABYMETAL revealed the Other One Restoration Project, which proceeded to slowly release snippets of new songs over the months leading up to the October announcement of a new album, a return concert in 2023, and the release of their first single, Hey Wait, doesn't that look like Momo? Nah, it could just be me seeing things. On January 28th and 29th of 2023, BABYMETAL held their concerts signifying their return, with Momo once again appearing as the Avenger. During these concerts and the performance of Doki Doki Morning would mark the first time 3 unnamed performers would appear from the Metalverse, a multiverse of parallel worlds.
Sick.
This new trio then proceeded to perform the song with BABYMETAL while in a mirror formation to them. It was quickly figured out by fans that the lead singer was Miko Todaka, formerly of Sakura Gakuin, and the 2 backup dancers were Sakia Kimura, also formerly of SG, and Kokona Kato from Amuse Camp.
I love that.
I do too.
These concerts would also be the last time to date that we would see the Eastern members of the Kami band perform with BABYMETAL.
Oh.
Then at the end of the concerts, there was an indication that BABYMETAL would finally get a long-awaited 3rd member, and caused a spiral of debates online about who it would be. Though I think it's
I
likely
actually remember
Momo.
that a little bit.
On March
I do
10th,
too.
BABYMETAL made their first appearance on the first
Yeah,
take,
they did.
a YouTube channel where artists would perform a song of theirs in only
I
one
love that
attempt.
channel.
First take is
They
great.
chose a special piano rendition of Monochrome, a single off their album, The Other One,
and that was
that
a
then
beautiful
released on the
performance.
24th
Yes, it was.
and was the final album they released as a duo. The next set of concerts took place on April 1st and 2nd, and the first day would proceed to cause panic and anxiety among concert attendees as it repeatedly talked about the death and end of BABYMETAL. While the new trio of girls did not replace BABYMETAL, they did make an appearance again at both of these concerts when they performed karate alongside them. Then at the end of the first night, the long-awaited new member was announced.
Let's go.
Momo had said she was anxious going into these concerts as she was worried that BABYMETAL fans wouldn't accept her, and all 3 of the girls were relieved as the cheers erupted. Sue and Moa had determined that the chaos of only 2 members had to end for them to continue on, and decided that the only way forward for BABYMETAL was as a trio with Momo, and were incredibly grateful she was willing to take on the burden of joining a group with such a long-established history.
Mm-hmm.
So they
that'd be
decided
hard.
to put an end
That'd be
to the
stressful.
old BABYMETAL and re-establish the group with the 3 of them. With the death and end of the old BABYMETAL came the beginning of an all-new BABYMETAL, and with it a newly revised logo. From the end of these 2 concerts, they would then venture into the Metalverse for their new story arc that would replace the previous 10-year-long Metal Resistance. The new tour would then kick off with them supporting Sabaton on their European tour, something that was announced in 2022, which makes me wonder why people were so worried during the concert. On August 18th, they released a new single titled Metali, featuring Tom
I
Morello,
love that song.
which would be the first song ever released as the new BABYMETAL. They would go on to perform it live with their return to Summer Sonic as the headliner of the Mountain Stage. This was also the festival that the mysterious trio would return once again, after their appearances at the BABYMETAL concerts earlier in the year. The new kawaii metal group were named Metalverse, and was another brainchild of Koba, and this name will never cause any confusion at all, ever. Instead of the 3 members they had as they mirrored BABYMETAL, there were now 5, and performing their own music. Joining the original 3 were Miki Yagi and Yume Nozaki, both former SG members, and the latter, who then left Amuse on March 31st of 2024. Then, BABYMETAL went on to their North American part of the tour when the unthinkable happened. Someone threw something at them, a bracelet, which Moa happily accepted, and started a chain reaction of gifts thrown at them through the rest of their tour. Then, beginning on October 31st, a musical festival called Next Fest was held in Japan Bring Me the Horizon, and BABYMETAL performed there in support of them.
God, that'd be sick.
On all 4 days
That
of
would
the
be
event,
amazing.
the 2 bands finally performed the song Kingslayer together. As the 2023-24 tour came to a close in March, another collaborative song was released titled Leave It All Behind, with F-Hero and the
Yes.
Thai rock band
What a
Body
wild
That
Slam.
song is
collab.
a beautiful baby.
Now that the
That's what that
anniversary
is.
of the formation of the new BABYMETAL has passed, is the point where we come to the end of the guide. There was only so much room, with many festivals, shows, and events that couldn't
makes
be
sense.
included.
Yeah.
So I only covered what I thought was the most interesting and most relevant for the current state of BABYMETAL. The group is progressing at a faster pace and doing things they have never done before, with many more festivals and shows in the future, including their own music festival in
And
Japan,
collabs.
which is scheduled in
Electric
May.
Callboy.
Maybe when it becomes a necessity, I will make an update to this guide. Other than that, as for what the future holds for BABYMETAL,
Only the fox god knows.
Nice. Nice, well done.
Oh, I love that.
Crazy. There's so much.
There's so much. I know, and it's
that was
not even
only-
a very extensive one.
It was like, that was only a 37-minute video.
Yeah,
And there was just so much information in
so
there.
much.
I don't know how I missed the Metalverse thing.
I know.
I
I'm
don't,
like,
we would have checked it out if we had realized, but we aren't very good about keeping up with that kind of stuff. Even though I can guarantee that there's subscribers who tell us about it in the comments, but maybe we got it confused.
maybe
just
we
didn't
thought that it was like an era of BABYMETAL and didn't realize it was a separate group.
Yeah, but I am incredibly interested now.
Yeah.
I had no idea. We also, well, at least I also realized that there's so much BABYMETAL that we have not listened to.
I know, there were so many popping up, and I was like, I thought that we'd listen to all of them. But when I go looking for new ones to check out, a lot of the times I just scroll through the albums on Spotify
Yeah.
to find them. And I think a lot of those songs are not on Spotify.
Yeah, we're going to have to make a list and like a deep dive into everything.
And I'm so okay with that, because we were sad that we thought that we had like caught up and checked out everything.
Yeah, but
I
we
know.
were so wrong.
We know that we haven't.
Right. Exactly.
It's really cool to know that basically their entire lives have been about music.
And they've continued being passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they didn't give up after what happened with like their guitarist and with the UE.
Yes, and I am concerned for Yui. I don't know what the health condition is or anything, but obviously that's private. I just hope that she's okay.
Exactly. Whatever she's doing, she's happy and healthy. I'm really interested about them losing their Eastern members.
Yeah.
That was really interesting to me, and it seemed like it was just kind of glanced over, like, oh, now they're not part of it, and I guess just it's all Western members now.
Mhm.
But I wonder why. I wonder what happened there. Because I know they're session musicians. So I wonder if like they were just like, hey, you know what? Been a good ride, but we kind of want to go do other things. Or
And they could have been like, I'm kind of over the touring thing.
Yeah.
I got a family. Kind of want
Mhm.
to spend time with them. Like, that happens sometimes.
We're going to have to watch, I wonder if there's a video about just Kami Band.
Yeah, and we can like dive into each member.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. And kind of get like the history on them and even like the Western members. I don't know if there's a lot of info on them or not, but I feel like, of course, maybe we'd recognize them. Which could make it really interesting, you know, or be like, oh, they're also session musicians who worked with like this artist or this artist or this artist. Like, oh, that's so cool. And I like to a little bit nerdy about that kind of stuff. It's just really cool to see how like stories web together into like this one point and then just explode and then web over here to like another cool point. And
yes, and I feel like the metal community is very interwoven. So it's really cool to see where those connection points are.
Like, oh, he was actually the drummer for them. And it's like, oh, geez, no way. And then, oh, he was actually the guitarist for them. Oh, what? No way.
Yeah, he tracked this song for them, or he tracked bass for this entire album for this one group.
Yeah.
So that's always just fun knowledge.
Yeah, kind of like what you were pointing out. One thing I love about BABYMETAL is like they're not afraid to collab with people. And man, some of my favorite songs by them are like collaborations, like with Metali and Ratatata.
Yeah.
Ratatata.
Yes, Ratatata.
God, I love that song so much.
Good.
It's such a good song.
That song exudes joy.
The Kingslayer with Bring Me. I really love that song.
Yes, we've never reacted to that one on the channel just because we've known it for a long time.
If you made it this far, thank you so much. I know it's a long video.
Yeah.
But we had fun learning about all the members, and man, there's so much there that I guess I didn't realize, and like some of the gaps I didn't really know. And it's so interesting that like Momo, all that kind of happened when we started getting into BABYMETAL. Man, it's just I don't know why, but it's just really weird to me. And then I didn't realize just the lead up to it was probably so hype if you were into BABYMETAL and getting like all those like little clues about
and
like,
then
oh,
the announcement.
yeah, and then they're like, oh, the death of something and the birth of something else. And it's like, are they quitting?
What's happening?
Like, are they going to go do their own projects? What's happening? Like, I can understand the anxiety there, but we didn't experience it. We kind of liked BABYMETAL and we were checking them out. And then all of a sudden Momo was announced and we're like, hell yeah. And
blissfully unaware.
Exactly. So it was really cool to learn about that stuff.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed like the timeline of everything that we got to dig into there, because we already kind of knew about the timeline for like how long they've been doing the music. But when you see it all interwoven and comprehensive with like all of their performances and like how their careers just exploded, it's really cool. It's cool to see that whole timeline of events and everything. And also, I love when you talk about their early careers and you get to see how freaking adorable they were.
I know. Oh my goodness. Precious little beings, that's for sure. So if you guys are huge BABYMETAL fans, let us know. What do you think about this video? First of all, the information in it. What do you think? Do you think it was accurate? Is there stuff that you feel like we should know? If there's something that they missed, then you can let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy the video and stuff, definitely be sure to go to A Fox Song. That's the name of the YouTube channel. Go there, at least give the video a like and tell them good job because they did all the work. And we just watched it. So.
And I can't tell if that was a voice filter or that person's actual voice.
Yeah, or like an AI thing, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but it was a pleasant voice to listen to,
such a
regardless.
Voice. I was like, okay.
I don't know if you guys know like Markiplier, but he has the the hit podcast Distractable.
This is not a paid sponsorship. This is not a paid ad or anything. We just listen to Distractable.
But the dude who does the intro, is it Voldemort?
Yeah.
sounds a lot like this.
Yes.
So that's what I was thinking of the entire time was like the podcast Distractable, because I'm like, man, very similar tone and accent and stuff. So if you know what I'm talking about, then just say, hey, I listen too.
Yeah. Or put boldy mort in
Yeah.
the comments.
Yeah. So keep an eye out because there's more stuff that we want to do with Baby Metal. There's some songs we haven't listened to and we're going to be listening to it.
Yeah, about to use this as our guide to find all of the songs.
Exactly. Yeah. Since they were all listed, we'll just go back and check them all out.
Mm-hmm.
If you made it far, please consider liking, subscribing, and hit that bell. We have a Baby Metal playlist if you want to check that out. We have a Patreon if you want to support us over there, and another channel called SeptaSOARE where we kind of just do whatever. We're mainly doing video games right now.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time.
Always remember that we love you.
Stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.
Kitsune up.
Bye, guys.
Bye.